Welcome all to Idetek's webinar on trading with Turkish companies. A few notes to start with. Can we just make sure all our microphones are muted throughout the event? Any questions, please use the Zoom function. Our team will get them gathered. Feel free to keep your video on, but your microphone's muted like I mentioned. And if we run out of time, any questions that have not been answered, we will gather them up and answer them after the meeting. Okay. Just to let you know a bit about Idetek, we are a business consultancy based in Yorkshire. Its founder is originally from Turkey. We have a strong connection with Turkish businesses, with an office also in Istanbul. I'd like to now hand you over to Mr. Ergin Kaya, who is the CEO of Idetek UK.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to our third Doing Business with Turkish Companies event. We have done this in the past 2 times, although our first 2 were on site and ending with Turkish buffet. This time we have had to gather online. We hope to hold an on-site gathering soon and able to eat and drink together all together again. Today's webinar is addressing the UK companies. UK companies specifically who would like to do business with Turkey, either for the first time or they would like to expand their activities in Turkey. We have 2 distinguished speakers with us to listen to today. One is from UK side. One is from Turkish side. As your microphones are muted, you may write your question via here chat option, Zoom's chat option. But I would like you to make your questions short and clear and numbered if you have more than one question, please. Our first speaker is Mrs. Wanda Presley from Department for International Trade. She's an international trade advisor in Yorkshire and Humber region. Our second speaker is Mr. Ahmet Enes Tekcan from Turkey. He's former commercial counselor to the Turkish Embassy in London. I would like to begin with Wanda. Wanda, could you please turn your microphone on and let's start. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ergin, and a very warm welcome to all of you, all of our participants in this webinar on doing business in Turkey. A very warm welcome to all of you. And I'm very pleased that you are able to join our webinar. I'm going to start the presentation this afternoon, and I will speak about how we at the Department of International Trade can help your business in your endeavors to increase your exports to Turkey. I have a presentation for you, so I'm going to share my screen. Ergin, I'm sorry, I get the message back saying disabled share, so the host has disabled screen sharing. Are you able to enable the screen sharing facility?
I think you may do it now.
Fabulous. Okay. And I'm just going to start right from the beginning. Are you all able to see my screen that says how the ITT can help you with your export plans to Turkey?
Me do.
Can you see it?
Yes, exactly.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next screen then. So I'll give you a little bit of introduction about DIT Yorkshire and Humber and how we are organized. So we are an international trade team here in Yorkshire, and we all work with a number of clients, us individual clients, all of us trade advisors, all together with about 5,000 companies across the whole of Yorkshire and Humber. So we have an international trade advisor team, and then we also have an office-based team who focus on the more sort of smaller clients in in the framework of the Regional Growth Service. Our team is divided into several sub-regions. So we have the Leeds and West Yorkshire team. Also we work a lot in collaboration with the local enterprise partnerships, such as the one in Leeds, in York, in the Sheffield City region, in the Humber. And we're also part of the DIT Northern Powerhouse team, obviously, as well. So when we talk about exports, and if there's a company who we think could really benefit from local support as well, in terms of the local councils, we can always connect them to the local enterprise partnerships as well. So feel free to approach us in that respect as well. What we do at DIT is we provide diagnostics to companies. We have a chat with our companies to see where they stand at the moment in terms of exporting. What is it that they need help with? What are the barriers to their trading processes? What is it that where they could do better? We give them market intelligence that's provided partially by our teams overseas who are based at the embassies. And they can give us information about local markets, what the competition looks like, where the opportunities are. And one of our jobs is to feed this back to our businesses that we work with here in Yorkshire. We also gather information about regulations and standards. So what are the specific characteristics and requirements in an overseas market? Are there any needs to register products in a specific, perhaps a healthcare products register? What are the processes to enter that? We also organize a lot of networking events and meet the buyer events. Now, obviously at the moment, because of COVID, these are quite difficult. However, we do organize lots of online meet the buyer events and trade missions. And at the moment, we are in the process of organizing some online trade missions. So you're more than welcome to join those and contact us for more information about that. Towards the end of last year, we've been really busy organizing information to our clients in terms of the transition, the end of transition, what they need to do to get ready for the end of transition, how they need to update their businesses. And this is still an area that we're heavily involved with. So I'd also encourage all of you, if you're struggling with anything, if you find that you need further help to prepare you for any of these areas, then please contact us, because our job is really to work for you and make trade easier for you. Okay, so I'm going to go on the next slide now. This is to give you a bit of an introduction into our team. So we have about over 20 international trade advisors in Yorkshire and Humber, and we all focus on different areas. So as you can see, we have a team focusing on energy and infrastructure. We have a team specializing in technology and advanced manufacturing. We also have a very strong healthcare and life sciences team, as you can see there. And then we also have a very strong creative lifestyle and learning team. So we all have our own sector specialisms. That's partially because of our backgrounds and partially because of our interests as well. I myself have worked in healthcare for a healthcare company for over 13 years. And before that, I worked for a retail business. But many of my colleagues come with a background in advanced manufacturing, in engineering, in healthcare and life sciences. So we're there to offer you any support that you might need. Okay. In terms of a worldwide focus, so DIT has started recently to put more and more emphasis on market specialisms as well. So we have divided the various overseas markets into teams. So we've got geo hubs focusing on individual regions of the world. And as you can see, my colleague David Beasley is our North America expert. Elka Ritchie is the Latin America and Caribbean expert. And in Europe, we have Heather Gaio. I'm the market sector specialist focusing on Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Stephen Noblet is our specialist focusing on China. Ranjana is our sector specialist for South Asia. Alex is our sector specialist for Africa. Mustafa Al-Gandhi is our Middle East market specialist. And Annie Bradley is our Asia Pacific contact. So if you want to develop your exports to any of these regions, then you're welcome to contact any of my colleagues in the team who can provide further information on how to access these markets. Okay, so to give you an introduction now about how we're focusing on the ECAN region, so Eastern Europe and Central Asia. This is our hub based in Istanbul in Turkey. And the aim of the ECAN team is to liaise and coordinate across the region to provide opportunities on trade and investment, and also gather information on trade, and also to support the UK export finance team. We're running a number of high-value campaigns in the region. So these are focusing on aerospace, agri-tech, defense and security, financial and professional services, mining, nuclear and oil and gas. We have staff based in Turkey, in Azerbaijan, in Kazakhstan, in Mongolia, Russia, Turkmenistan and the Ukraine. The importance of mentioning this region is also because of Turkey's key strategic position in the region in terms of its excellent position connecting Europe and Asia. So when you're focusing on Turkey, you might perhaps just want to have a look and see which other markets you want to access in the region, because it's an excellent stepping stone to further across the region. We also have a very strong inward investment team based in Ankara. Now the trade team, one of the main focuses here is to break down barriers and to promote help to businesses to help them succeed in Turkish markets. The team in Turkey work very closely with us, international trade advisors, in the Yorkshire team, but also across all regions throughout the United Kingdom. They have 4 high-value campaigns, and these are focused on airports, financial services, healthcare, and nuclear energy. Now, when I say that they are focusing on these high-value campaigns, it doesn't mean that this is their only area of focus. They do provide support on lots of other areas as well. So if you feel that you're not in one of these sectors, that doesn't mean anything. You're very welcome to contact us, and we'll do our best to help you with accessing the market in Turkey, because we do have lots of colleagues in the team who are able to provide assistance for businesses with various different backgrounds. Our inward investment team exists to offer professional, authoritative and personalized assistance to companies who want to find locations in Turkey to expand their business. Now, this is something that you might want to consider in the long run, perhaps, because Turkey is an excellent base for business. It's got a very young population. It's got 700,000 graduates each year. It's got one of the youngest and fastest growing populations, in fact, in the world. And the national security contributions are only 5%. So it's got some key characteristics which might make it very attractive to your business to set up base in Turkey. The next area I'd like to speak about is the Overseas Market Introduction Service. Let's say that you are a business in the UK, you want to find a distributor for your products in Turkey, but you've got very limited information about how to organize that, where to find the right partner for your products. So you'd like some help with that. That is exactly what the Overseas Market Introduction Service is for. We abbreviate that as the OMIS service. So the OMIS service is a service that's provided by the embassy overseas. It's been set up to help you find overseas contacts, to identify who they are, and then the embassy also contacts them on your behalf. So it's not just a cold list of contacts, it's a list of companies that the embassy have spoken to about your product or service, who then expressed an interest in working with you. It is a chargeable service, so it is not free, but it is heavily subsidized by the UK government. So if you're interested in this service to find a list of potential distributors for your product, then please contact your trade advisor, who would be able to point you in the right direction of how to organize this. I work with lots of companies at the moment who go through this process, and initially it starts off with a conference call. We have a chat with the commercial officer in the market, just to discuss what your initial inquiries are, what your ideal distributor would look like. They then go away with information and search for partners for your business. So I'd encourage you to take this up if you're interested. The next area I would like to talk about is probably of vital importance in these current difficult times. So this is the Internationalization Fund. This is a stream of funding that started recently for Yorkshire and Humber-based businesses. It's a match-funded process, and it offers between £1,000 and £9,000 worth of matched funding for any company who wants to either do market research work, maybe intellectual property advice and registration. Maybe you'd want to translate your product literature into other languages, translate your website, translate your user manuals into Turkish so that they can be sold and accessed in Turkey. Perhaps do some search engine optimization work. Also, if you want to attend an exhibition in Turkey, perhaps not this year, maybe next year, because the funding runs all the way up till spring of 2023. So if you're thinking, I can't really do this exhibition this year, but I'd be really keen to go next year, then I'd encourage you to take this funding up, because you can put in an application this year towards activity next year. In terms of the match funding, so when you see the £9,000 figure there, at the moment, companies who are applying have been doing really well, and many of them have been able to call off the maximum amount because we're right at the start of the process. In the Sheffield City region, the funding works on a 60-40 split. So if a company applies for £15,000 worth of costs, so £15,000 would be the total cost of attending the exhibition, also of doing perhaps some translation work, some website development work, then you would be able to claim £9,000 back. So it's quite a lot of funding. We've not had so much funding recently, so I'd really encourage you to approach us about this and apply sooner better than later. So this is the key area for us at the moment to help Yorkshire and Humber businesses with in terms of the funding that we provide. Some of the costs that are eligible you could see on the previous screen in terms of market visits and web development work, exhibitions. Items that are not eligible are things like production costs, subsidies, routine expenditure, salary, employment costs, purchase of assets. So these are not eligible, okay? But if you're unsure, just contact us and we'll be able to confirm to you whether your planned activity is eligible. Who can access the funding? So if your business has £500,000 turnover, then you should be eligible. But this figure is not set in stone. So I've actually had companies access the funding whose turnover was below £500,000 and they were still successful. So this is just a guideline. If your business is perhaps recently been set up or you're not reaching that figure yet, then don't let that put you off. Just contact us and we'll do our best to help you. The main focus here is that you need to start the activity in your application plan because you're focusing on export development. So we cannot support UK market plans. All our activities focused on export development. How to apply for the funding? So initially, the process starts with an export action plan that we put together with each individual company. This is quite a simple plan, just to put down a little bit about what your key barriers are and then what costs you're going to face and which costs you want to put in your application. And you then get sent an online application link. So you will then be able to start your application. You can save it and continue at any point. and you usually get a decision within 5 working days. So it's a very quick process indeed. The main area to focus on here is that it's only one application per company. So you're not allowed to have several applications. It's only one per company in this 3-year duration. And you need to finish the whole process, pay for every single activity, and then you claim back in one go for all the activity that you've carried out. And you then receive payment for your grant application in under 30 days. Okay, I'd like to talk a little bit more now about additional support that's available from us at the Department for International Trade. So if you'd like to perhaps have a look at our website at great.gov.uk, you'll be able to see on there what are the services we provide. So on this tab, you can see we give some advice on how to do business overseas, what to be careful with in terms of currency fluctuations, choosing the right distributor, freight and shipment charges, any import duties and taxes. We also have lots of information on overseas markets. So each specific market overseas would have a guide on there to give you an introduction on how to do business in that area. So I'm just going to show you this. So if you click onto the various screens, as you can see, you'll be able to contact an international trade advisor there as well. So these are the country guides that I talked about. So for Turkey, for example, you'll just need to go to that page, and you'll be able to then access the market guide for Turkey. And then when you click on that, you'll be able to get information on the Turkish market. So as you can see, it comes 33rd out of 190 countries in terms of doing ease of doing business, what the currency is, the GDP per capita, the time zone. So lots of key information there, and also opportunities for exporters. So where are the key opportunities for Turkish businesses? For UK businesses to do to access in Turkey. So you'll be able to get some guidance on there as well. So I've just selected healthcare and life sciences here. That gives you a brief introduction about the medical equipment sector, hospital services, facilities. So you get all this information on our website at great.gov.uk. In terms of finding leads for your product or service, if you click on export opportunities, you'll be able to see who's looking for your type of product or service from Turkey, and you would then be able to contact that company directly. So I've done a search here for Turkey, Russia, and Caucasus, and it came back with a company in Turkey at the moment looking for dried foods. This is a governmental organization who's looking for this sort of product. You'll be able to see when the inquiry was placed and what the closing date is. And all you need to do then to contact this company looking for this product is to register with the website, and you'll then be able to respond to this lead, to this inquiry. Okay, now next I'd like to talk a little bit about UK export finance. Some of you might have heard about our sister organisation, and the mission of the UK export finance team is to ensure that no viable UK export is lost for lack of finance, whatever area they are operating in. So we help, UK Export Finance helps to win export contracts by providing attractive financing terms to buyers, and also to fulfill contracts by supporting working capital loans. The team have 320 staff with a head office in London, but they all have regional advisors. So if you're working on an opportunity and it's a large value contract, and you're finding that there are some issues with financing this project, then feel free to contact us, trade advisors initially. We'll introduce you to our colleagues at UK Export Finance, and they can then contact you and see how they can help and what they can put in place to make sure that your business does not lose out for lack of finance from that opportunity. So we provide all sorts of support for all sorts of businesses in the UK, all sorts of sizes and sectors in the UK. Okay, the next area I'm going to talk about is a training program. This is called the Export Academy. This is organized by our team here in Yorkshire, and it's an entirely free training program for companies who want to develop their export knowledge. We have about 9 or 10 different webinars which focus on individual areas, such as preparing to do international business, basic export procedures, international market research, export pricing and distribution. So I'd highly encourage you to join one of these webinars, because it's not just what we present to you, it's also the questions at the end. We had one of these webinars the other day, and it's gone down really well because the participants can actually hear from each other, learn how their other businesses in Yorkshire are doing, what possible barriers they are facing. So it's a very, very good networking opportunity to learn from other businesses as well. The program runs continuously, and it's usually about 2 or 3 months in terms of all the workshops. So I'd really encourage you to get more information about this. It's an entirely free training program from the IT. The contact details for the Export Academy are quite simple. So the email address is exportacademy@mobile.trade.gov.uk. So this is where you can email and register for the program. Oops. And now I'd like to talk a little bit about the UK-Turkey trade deal without taking up too much time, and obviously leaving the opportunity for the next speaker as well to contribute to this very, very important topic. So the UK and the Turkey have locked in free trading, tariff-free trading arrangements, and this will support our trading relationship, which is worth £18.6 billion in 2019. Now, this will allow the UK to work towards a more ambitious trade agreement in the future. The trade deal is a key win for the UK automotive manufacturing and steel industries, and it will help to secure the existing preferential tariffs for about 7,600 businesses, and ensure also the continued tariff-free flow of goods, and protecting vital UK-Turkey supply chains in the automotive and manufacturing sectors. Obviously, both the UK and the Turkey have committed to working towards a more ambitious free trade agreement in the future. But at the moment, it is already very important that we've managed to achieve this key milestone, especially in terms of the machinery, iron and steel exports, which are worth £575 million to Turkey in 2019. It also helps UK businesses and ensures that they can continue to import under preferential tariffs compared to a no agreement arrangement. It supports UK importers of textiles, where the annual increase in estimated duties would have been around £112 million if we had to trade under the World Trade Organization terms. Our key supply chains are also protected for the automotive manufacturers, such as Ford, which employs 7,500 people in the UK. Car parts are imported from the UK to Turkey to assemble the Ford Transit range of vehicles, a third of which are then exported to the UK. In 2019, the UK car exports to Turkey were worth £174 million. So it's a key win for the UK as well as for Turkey. This is a key achievement that we expect will support both countries in their trading relationship. My contact details are here, so feel free to write down my phone number, my email address, but I'm sure that you'll be able to access that from Ergin as well at the end of the presentation. And like I said before, feel free to contact us. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. And I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors for business development for Turkey. I'll now hand over to our next speaker.
Thank you, Wanda. We will be normally having our question after the second speakers, but there's two fresh questions related to your presentation. Would you like to be answering them? They seem short, but we will be
Yes.
doing on end of the session. Okay.
Certainly, I'm happy to answer them now, or we
Okay.
can do them at the end.
Do you see that? Okay. Russell asking, does Brexit affect the eligibility to the ESIF funding?
Absolutely not. So the Internationalization Fund is available now. It's going to run until the spring of 2023. If you're a UK business, you're trading in your businesses in Yorkshire and Humber, then your business is eligible subject to a few criteria that all companies have to go through. So feel free to contact us, and you can use this funding for business development for Turkey as well as any other markets, be that in the EU or outside the EU. So it's for any export market you can use the funding for.
Also, yes, Export Academy is open to public. Should anyone join it?
Yeah. Well, we set this up to help our Yorkshire businesses develop their export knowledge. If it's any public person who would want to join the academy, I'd have to check that with our admin team to see if that's a possibility, because places are limited. So if we do have a place available, I'll certainly find out if that's a possibility. I'd encourage the person who placed that question to contact me, so that I can answer them and let them know whether that's possible, and then we can take that up in the future.
Okay, thank you. But we'll answer your question after second speakers.
Okay.
Mr. Ahmet Enes, would you please begin your presentation?
Thank you, Ergin Bey, and thanks, Wanda, for the presentation. And let me share my screen as well. I'll be more focused on the United Kingdom Turkey post-Brexit relations, trade relations. And I have four parts in the presentation. First, I'll mention about the trade agreement. Then I give some indicators, trade indicators. And then I'll mention about the potential products and sectors after Brexit. And I have some suggestions for the exporters as well. As Wanda mentioned, we agreed on free trade agreement in the last days of the December, and most of the people, including me, were very pessimistic about the agreement. We just thought that we will not be able to sign the agreement before the deadline, but luckily we done it. And what we gained with the FTA, we maintained the gains from customs union with EU, and that means that we don't need to pay any taxes. By we, I mean both UK exporters and Turkish exporters. Both sides will not pay any custom duties for industrial products and processed agricultural products too. And it means we keep on going as we were doing before the Brexit, and so far we only kept the same status as before the Brexit. And the main issues on the FTA was we can sign additional agreements with UK, and Turkey can sign additional agreements in agriculture and services. That will be a crucial point for both countries, because in customs union we cannot export most of the agricultural products. Turkey just put some duties for UK products and UK to Turkey as well, and also services were not included in the customs union agreement. And after this agreement, maybe both countries, they mentioned that in 2 years we're going to include agriculture and services into this agreement, and it will be very important for both countries, because In the later slides, I will show that in agriculture, both UK and Turkey do not export to each other too many products, and it is in very low volumes. And one of the main disadvantages of the free trade agreement was the rules of origin declaration. Before Brexit, if a UK company just imports a product from Turkey and re-exports to European countries, then they didn't need to pay any taxes. But after the Brexit, if UK producers, they want to re-export the Turkish products to any country, they need to pay duties. That's a very important issue. Either they need to change the rules of origin, they need to make some adjustments in the products. Otherwise, they need to pay taxes. For example, a home textile company in Yorkshire buys some product from Turkey and they want to re-export it to Ireland, then you need to pay some taxes. That's a very important issue, but luckily, I hope so, in the later stages, both countries will find a solution with EU in this issue as well. And continue. There are some regulations. It has changed after the Brexit. And one of the main issues for Turkish exporters that the ATR certificate will not be valid. Then they need to change it, this document as well. And they need to change the destination country in exports. They need to change UK. They need to change European countries to UK. And there are also, the traders will have to make full declarations and pay tariffs at the point of importation from Turkey. Otherwise, they cannot import these goods too. For European countries, there's a 6-month procedure. They need to pay after they can import the products. But if any UK company wants to import product from Turkey directly, they need to pay. They need to make full declaration in the border. And for Turkish companies, they do not need to pay. They do not have any EOR certificate, which European countries have to show. And there are some technical regulations as well. The CE marking will replace a UKCA certificate. It will be a big change. There will be some time for the adjustment. And for Turkey, I mean, we accept CE certificate for our imports, but in the negotiations with the United Kingdom, it may change that we may accept a United Kingdom certificate as well, but it will be just a political decision between countries. And most of the Turkish automobile producers, or most of the companies in the auto industry, they get a VCA certificate, and it was valid for European countries as well. But after the Brexit, this will not be valid in EU. So far, I know. I mean, if it hasn't changed yet, that's why I mean Turkey is selling automobile to many countries, but we were using VCA certificate for European countries. But from now on, we need to make adjustments for the European Union rules. And there are also some health and safety regulations for UK. You know, in the pandemic, these certificates become very important. And if any Turkish producer wants to export any product, any health product to UK, they need to just follow the UK's legislations. I'll give you some trade info about between two countries. I mean, the UK has been exporting much more lower than the Turkey exports to UK. Almost the half of Turkish exports is the UK's export to Turkey. I mean, it is very interesting point for Turkey as well, because for developed countries, Turkey is giving trade deficit, but for UK it is much different, as you can see, and it is more stable. I mean, Turkish exports has increased a lot over the years, over the last 10 years, but the UK exports to Turkey is almost the same. We can say, I mean, it hasn't changed a lot. And when you see from the table that UK's Turkey's main export partner, it stands on the second, and in imports it's on the 11th. But on the other hand, Turkey is not in the top 10 of UK's top trade partners. It stands on the 14th, both in exports and imports. We hope that after the Brexit, it may change in the benefit of both countries. I mean, Turkey is selling enough for UK, and we aim to increase it, but for UK it will be more important because, I mean, as we say, Turkey and UK is like very strategic partners. We will see more British products in the near future in Turkey. And when we check the Turkey's and UK's imports from the countries, we can see that Turkey imports, for example, chemical products, mining, machinery, and automobile and textile products a lot from the world. And on the other hand, UK also imports chemicals, textile, jewelry, mining, machinery, and automotive. But when we compare two countries, UK exports to Turkey, for example, we see that UK almost selling, I mean, by the way, these numbers are in thousands. It is not 160,000 for agriculture products. It's $160 million. And UK is, when we just keep machinery, automotive industry aside, and we see that UK is not selling much in agricultural, maybe in jewelry, in textile. I mean, Turkey is the main country for textile, but for example, chemicals, we expect that UK should sell more these products in the near future. And when we look at UK imports from Turkey, I mean, Turkey is selling almost very little ceramic and natural stone, and minings, also agricultural products. And I want to show the percentages. Maybe it will be more clear when you compare with other countries. The Turkey's share in UK's agricultural exports almost like 0.5%. UK almost selling, we can say, less than 1% of their exports to Turkey in agricultural. It's also same for chemicals and automotive industry, ceramics, jewelry. We can say that there is a huge potential for British exporters in agricultural and chemical products. And also for Turkey, I mean, Turkey is selling textile, ready-to-wear, or leather a lot to UK, but after the pandemic, we know that some of the British companies, they changed their sourcing. They want to import more near countries than East Asia. That's why Turkey still has some potential in textile, even in some of the chemical products, still in automotive industry, and also in metals. What Brexit brings to UK and Turkey trade relations? I mean, the main advantage is the bilateral cooperation. And since the UK and Turkey signed the agreement just after the EU agreement, it means that both countries just give very importance to each other. That we expect that in the near future there will be cooperations in different fields between two countries. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we will expect that some of the services, some of the industries like agricultural services, it will be included in the free trade agreement in the near future as well. And both countries just stay in the corners of Europe. We can say that UK in the northwest and Turkey is in the southeast of the Europe, and we are just the two strong NATO members in in EU. Just after the USA, Turkey and UK is just the main powers of the NATO as well. That's why both countries will have more agreements in the near future. And since we will be outside of EU, just both of us will outside of EU, we will expect more common agreements, more agreements between these countries. And since Turkey is these countries are very close to each other, we have low transportation costs. And since Britain is buying a lot from East Asia, as I said, we may see some switch to Turkey. And also Turkey is very close to Middle East and Africa, and we have some influence in these markets also in Central Asia. Some of the British companies operating from Turkey can benefit from this advantage in the future, I guess. Or if any companies may thinking to just operate in these countries, they can think Turkey as a hub to reach these countries. And I told about the sourcing alternative. There are a lot of mutual investment opportunities. I mean, UK is doing some events in Turkey, especially in technology and smart cities, AI, in this kind of industries. But we expect that we will see some events, some collaborations in the goods sectors a lot, because I'm from my side. Most of the time I see that the events the UK government has organized in Turkey is much more in the services sector. But after the Brexit, I hope that there will be some collaborations between countries, between Chamber of Commerces, between companies, that we can see more products of each other, each countries in both markets. And supply chain is another important issue. I mean, we are supplying to UK market in many industries. Also, the UK market is supplying to Turkey, as Ms. Wanda mentioned. I mean, automotive, steel, these kind of industries are very crucial in Turkey, and especially in steel. I mean, Turkey sees some limits from the European countries. Maybe in the future we have some collaborations with UK, that we can buy more steel from UK and we can sell more steel products to UK too. And also for Turkey, UK is an important country, because I mean, the UK it's a kingdom and it has influence in the Commonwealth countries. From my experience, that any Turkish company wants to just export some goods to these Commonwealth companies, if they were operating through UK, it was very easy for them to export these goods. I mean, some of the companies, they said, if we have a like UK label in our product, then we sell much easier than we have the Turkish label. That's why some of the Turkish companies moved their operations to UK too, to change the rules of origin in their goods. And but as I said, rules of origin is might be a problem if there's a like re-export of the goods from each country to the Europe. But as long as we change both countries change the rules of origin, make some adjustments in the goods, then we will just get rid of this problem too. But main obstacle for Turkey in the deal is in Brexit is as United Kingdom wants to do their own free trade agreements with any country they want. And because of the customs union, we were under protection. I mean, EU just put some duties on some products. In agriculture, we had problems on that, but for example, in textile, we were under the protection of customs union. But in the later stages, if UK make an agreement, for example, India, Bangladesh, China, some of the sectors we are having competition with these countries, the Turkish producers may have a problem, may lose their advantage. But we will see in the future. I mean, as we said, we will see more bilateral cooperation in the future. That's why we expect that we will increase our exports and imports with UK. I hope the new FTAs will not be a problem for Turkish producers or UK producers too. I want to just give some major export items. I mean, from UK to Turkey, the major export items are machines, iron and steel, automotive, pharmaceutical products, plastics, and organic chemicals. And from Turkey to UK, it's electric and non-electric machines, motor vehicle parts, iron and steel, textiles, TV, consumer products, cable and wires. Yesterday, I just checked some numbers from the trade map that I just checked UK exports to Turkey with maybe you know there's a harmonized system codes like 6-digit code. I just checked the 6-digit codes, and the UK exporters do not export almost exports almost like 3,000 of goods with less than $1,000 value to Turkey. It is almost, what does it mean? It means that Turkish UK exporters do not export 3,000 of products to Turkey. Yeah, I mean, it's a big opportunity, and Turkey is importing these products. And out of these 3,000 goods, almost half of them, Turkey is importing more than $1 million per year. I mean, any of you, if you log into TradeMap, you can just download this statistics too, and you can just see which are those products. I mean, it's a very huge list. I don't want to share all of them here. And when we check the UK top export items to Turkey, the top 20 export items almost constitute like 66% of the total exports, and top 100 items is like 90% of total exports. It means that there are lots of exporters, as Wanda said. There were like 7,600 companies exporting to Turkey, but almost 90% of them are just selling these 100 products. That's why there's a huge opportunity to sell to Turkey. And I just checked the numbers for Turkey as well. It's almost not the same, but I mean, Turkey is not exporting many products to UK too. I mean, for UK, I just checked the 6-digit numbers in HS codes. For Turkey, I just got the statistics from Turkey database. That's why the number seems more. It is like 12-digit number, but Turkey is not selling almost half of the products to UK as well. And what are the potential products for each country? For UK to Turkey, as I said, agriculture is a big chance. Automotive industry still, UK is selling, but there's still some opportunity. Defense industry, it's a very crucial one and a value added one. I mean, these are very valuable products. And there's machines with electricity again, chemical products. Turkey is importing chemical products a lot, and medical equipment. We are net importer in the medical equipment, and so far I know that UK is a very strong country in medical equipment. That's why I mean the UK companies needs to look the Turkish market in detail, that they need to just get in touch with the importers and find a solution to sell more to us. And for Turkey, still it is for Turkey to UK, it's still agricultural products, motor vehicles. In textiles, as I said, we still have some potential to sell more. Jewelry, chemical products, and metals. Right here, I just shared the top 25 products that Turkey is import. It is when you check the numbers, as you say, Turkey is importing almost nothing from UK. These are in thousands again. Oh, sorry. And when we check the United Kingdom's export to the world, it is just more than millions. And Turkey is importing a lot in these goods as well. For example, when we check the aeroplanes and other powered aircraft, UK is selling like more than 1 billion to the world, and Turkey is importing more than 2 billion, almost 3 billion. But between two countries, there's almost no trade. I mean, for telephones, most of the countries just importing from China, but for vaccines, for example, in medicine, Turkey is importing almost $1,000 vaccines from UK. Maybe one company just get a sample, that's why it's 1,000. But United Kingdom is just exporting almost 1 billion, and Turkey is importing the $300 million vaccines, but there is no trade between these countries. I mean, I suggest that it should be better for companies to check these products. If they have an advantage, price advantage, then you can try the Turkish market. And also, I want to mention about the potential sectors. In energy, there's a huge potential in Turkey in renewable energy. It is like in solar, in wind energy, and there's a huge incentives of Turkish government. If any British company wants to make an investment, they need to just check the market. I offer you to check the market again, and I say defense industry. Turkish is a big spender on the defense equipment, and since UK has the technology, we can find a collaboration in this in the industry as well. Construction infrastructure. Two years ago, the Turkish government and UK government had a JETCO meeting. It's just a political meeting between the trade ministries of two countries, and they said that in the meeting we want to cooperate in the third countries. The main industries were like construction, infrastructure, smart cities, and AI. And since the Turkish constructors, we are very well known in the world, and the UK architecture company is also very well known in their fields. And also UK has an influence in many markets, especially in the Commonwealth or some of the African countries. We can find a collaboration that UK companies can get the contracts, and the Turkish ones can do the construction part. And I think we've done it some countries, but we need to expand it to many industries as well. Technology, as I said, British government is doing many events in Turkey, and it was like 3 weeks ago. And we start to hear that some of the companies are investing to Turkish startups. And Turkey has opened a Turkish Trade Center in London in the software industry. There are technology companies, almost like 25 companies there, and we expect that we want to see more British investment to Turkish companies. Healthcare is an important issue. I mean, in Turkey, the quality of healthcare services is very high, and UK is very developed in the technology in the healthcare sector. That's why I mean UK can sell the technology to Turkey healthcare services. Also, between the Ministry of Health in both countries, we may have an agreement. I don't know if it can be doable or not, but it will be a very hot topic in the future as well. And logistics, as I said, Turkey is a hub for almost 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. That's why the British companies can use Turkey as a hub and can benefit some of the free zones in Turkey too. And I know that our Minister of Trade starts to give some subsidizes to new free zones for foreign companies too. And it will be the freight costs will be very low when you compare with other ports if you want to sell from Turkey to Africa or to the Middle East. And the good thing with Turkish producers is that we can give very rapid response to the demands. I mean, it doesn't take like 6 months to make a contract in Turkey. If you just meet with the company and make a handshake, maybe in 1 month you will see the production. And that's why I suggest to the British companies to just think over to expand their businesses to Turkey. And financial services is another issue. I think the London Stock Exchange and Istanbul Stock Exchange has some agreements, and there will be like financial center in Turkey, in Istanbul very soon, that we will see some partnerships in the financial industry too. And I have some suggestions for both sides, especially for the British companies, since our main audience are the British. You need to do more promotional activities in Turkey, because as I said, I mean, I was in the industry, I was in the embassy, I was a commercial counselor, and I was seeing more technology events, but not in good sector. There should be some events. By events, I am not, I mentioned that just mutual meetings, just visits, official visits between delegations from each country. That's why I'm, for example, for Yorkshire is the one of the industrial area in UK. And you may have an agreement with the city of Bursa, which is very popular in automotive sector in Turkey. There may be a collaboration between Yorkshire and Bursa, that the companies can meet each other, can understand their needs, and it can expand to other industries too. And there might be like some sector specific trade delegations or firm focused procurement delegations from each side. For procurement, the Turkish government is subsidizing British companies. If you want to come to Turkey to meet with companies, it will be subsidized. And for sector-specific delegations, I am sure that the Turkish companies will be very, very willing to do it. And there should be a guidance for each side with standards and regulations, because in Turkey, maybe the British companies stuck with the bureaucracy. By bureaucracy, they may not be aware of that. And you cannot just set a company from online. That's why you need a guidance, and the Chamber of Commerce will give guidance much more better, or you can advise the IT team in Istanbul too. And one other issue is establishment in the market. I was telling Turkish companies to just open a branch in UK, because the UK companies, they want to see you in their country. It is the same for British companies too. Even you are exporting here, you need the existence in Turkey, because I mean you need a direct contact, and the Turkish people, they like to have a direct contact. They like to see you. They want to have a meeting. They like a visit. They like just have a coffee with you. That's why if you want to operate in Turkey, you need to move. You need to have a like branch office or some representative in Turkey. And I said commercial partnerships. It will be either in UK or Turkey. I mean, if we can do in our markets, or we can do this partnership in the third markets too. And since the time is moving, and internet is moving very fast, it should be better for countries, because there will be no hidden gems in the future. And we need to just have strong relations. That's why it should be better to start from some point. Thank you, Ergin Bey, for the event. And if you have any questions, I would like to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Enes. Oh, can you turn your full screen off? Sharing. Okay, perfect. Okay, Wanda is here. Okay, Wanda already answered question. Thank you very much, Wanda. I'd like to thanks to Ved and Bigesh and Richard and Yusuf asking question. And also thanks a lot to Duncan, for the contribution from the IT. Okay, I would like to invite you to ask more questions to both speakers. I would like to thank them a lot for their valuable presentations. If you don't have questions, I have some here to ask. Actually, Mr. Enes already answered some of them, but I'll highlight again while you were thinking, asking your question. Okay, why Yorkshire? Wanda, because of UK, people from outside UK, they think UK is only London, right? But it's not. Like in Turkey, it's not only Istanbul. Why Yorkshire? Why is Yorkshire important for the other countries, companies to work with? I mean, import from them.
Mm-hmm.
Could you please explain and highlight?
I mean, what I would say is we've got a number of very, very unique businesses here in Yorkshire. We've got a wealth of expertise and knowledge in some sectors, such as food and drink, healthcare and life sciences, engineering companies. We've got a strength of expertise in the region. Yorkshire is a very, very friendly area, I would say, of the UK. So people are a lot more friendly and welcoming. They are keen to do business with companies, including Turkish companies. So this is why we encourage business with Turkey, because yes, we're not in the southeast of the UK, but things are perhaps a little bit easier in that regard as well, because it's easier to do business here, I would say, in Yorkshire. It's friendlier, in my expertise, in my experience. So I'd really encourage companies from Turkey to get into contact with us and see what we can offer you from our companies here in the Yorkshire and Humber. Actually,
Sheffield, we are in the city, famous for steel, knife, blade, sewing machineries, so on.
Yes, that is true, although that sort of industry is more or less, it's very much altered now, but there are so many new businesses who have taken its place. We've got a lot of companies in healthcare and life sciences. Food and drink is one of our strongest areas. Yorkshire is one of the strongest exporters of food and drink products from the UK, amongst the other regions, and a lot of other areas and sectors as well. So please get in touch and see how we can help you and what we can offer, because we're there to make business easier and better and bigger between the UK and Turkey.
Yeah, I would like to highlight another question. As a person between two countries, I mean, born and bred in Turkey and live in the UK, I would like to see more merging companies between the two countries to make them stronger in the third-party countries. Which area do you think is the best for them to come together and do collaboration? What do you suggest them?
Well, certainly, I mean, if we have a company who's looking to enter Turkey and do business in Turkey, then we would contact our trade team based in Istanbul and see who they can recommend in terms of a distributor that meets their profile in Turkey. So certainly we've got a platform for that, to find companies in Turkey. But also we work a lot with the British Chambers of Commerce. Obviously, they have offices in Turkey as well. So that's one way that we use for finding business partners for our companies. But if there's any Turkish companies who want to work with companies here in Yorkshire, they want to export to Yorkshire, then we have an investment team as well at UK, at the DIT. So they are welcome to contact them. So there's not a sort of a specific, how should I say it, round table where companies meet and exchange offering of their product and service as such, but certainly feel free to contact either myself or my colleagues, and obviously we'll do our best to connect you to the relevant person.
Mr. Enes, I would like to address you this time. When you consider the risk and opportunity analysis, how would you score Turkey comparing the other countries for the, for the UK companies? How would they should make Turkey as a risky country, or there is lots of opportunity over there? And comparing to other countries such as China, India, if I may say.
I mean, when you compare with China or India, as a Turkish, we don't want to be compared with China or India, but when you compare it for a UK business person, if you have a business with a Turkish company, in one day you can fly to Istanbul, have a meeting, and in the same day you can go back to London. It's a very, very important, it's a very big opportunity. And in manufacturing, Turkey is a very, very good country, and we have in human resources, Turkey has lots of educated people, and the only disadvantage of Turkey with these countries is maybe the cost of labor. But in the recent years, unfortunately, since the Turkish lira has devalued, and right now we are, the average salary of a person working in Turkey almost in a factory almost the same in these countries. But on the other hand, as I said, Turkey is a hub. When you are in China, you need to just get the product back to your country, and it's a very huge distance. And in the pandemic, I think most of the European countries, they had this problem. Many countries they couldn't find product. They didn't sell, and that's why even right now, most of the companies they cannot visit China because of the pandemic, or India, they cannot go there. The flights are restricted, and when you compare Turkey with these countries, we are much more front of these countries, I can say.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there's another question from Çağlar Öner. Do you see the question? From
Let me check.
her experience, what do you see as the biggest obstacle, difficulty to overcome to increase bilateral trade between UK and TR after Brexit? I think Brexit is easy, make things easier, right? What do you think about it?
From my side, it hasn't changed right now anything. We kept the status.
Okay,
we just keep the same status.
What do you think?
I think it would have been a very difficult, very, very different situation had we not signed this trade agreement with Turkey, because then we would have traded on World Trade Organization tariffs. And it's not just that. What we're finding is that for many of our companies, it's actually the paperwork side, the declarations, all the additional sort of administrative areas that are causing a huge concern, usually. But because we have this trade agreement, in effect, it helps to continue with the relationship that we had with UK prior. So obviously, the EU and Turkey had signed a trade agreement in 1995. The UK left the European Union, and the end of transition finished at the end of December last year. Had we not signed this trade deal with Turkey, it would have been completely different environment. But because we've got the deal, it's there to support and continue the trade flow between the two countries and make it even better. So I think that's a very welcome fact.
Thank you. Mr. Berkay from Canterbury asking, Mr. Tekcan mentioned the presence of UK companies in Turkey is important. Does he think opening tax-free liaison offices in Turkey would be the most cost-effective solution for UK companies? I would like to know what he thinks. Mr. Enes?
the most
And
cost-effective solution is
support this idea, yes.
if they attain some representatives to Turkey. Some of the companies, they are doing it. They have some representatives here. I mean, they pay from their headquarters, and I mean, they don't need they work from home. They make the company visits, but it is not very. I mean, it's a not very corporate solution, maybe, but it's very cost effective because, I mean, after the pandemic, most of the companies, they are closing their offices because people get used to work from home. And if they have any visits or any programs, they can visit the companies, they can meet with the clients. The best way is to, from British side, the best way is to attain representatives. But as a Turkish, I want British companies come to Turkey, open an office, and operate as we ask Turkish companies to do in UK.
Okay, Dr. Derya Türkomaz, she says she joins NS as an expert who builds teams of foreign companies in Turkey and outsources their operation on behalf of them. You can employ high caliber white collar while gaining great advantage from labor costs. They are one of them. Thanks, Mrs. Derya. Okay, any other question? Or you would like to add anything else, Wanda or Enes? Yeah.
I would just like to say thank you very much for all of you for participating in this webinar, and I'd really encourage you all to contact us if you've got any questions. Apply for the funding that we have. That's what it's there for. We're here to support you in your endeavors to increase business and do more exports to Turkey. So please feel free to contact us, and we'll do our best to help you reach your goals for Turkey.
Thank you very much, Wanda. Mr. Enes?
Thanks for the event, Ergin Bey, and thanks, Wanda, for participating. I hope we will see more events from you in the future, and it would be very beneficial for the companies who attend to the meeting.
Okay. I also would like to thanks, and maybe it helps us to reach you if you follow us on LinkedIn, if you don't already. Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to accessing you via our speakers. And if you let me, I'm closing the meeting with lots of thanks from the UK. And
thank you all, guys. Thank you so much from Bigesh.
Thanks, Vanda.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye-bye. Mm. YouTube.